The South African Communist Party in KwaZulu-Natal has raised concerns about what it says is the government's non-disclosure on how it plans to roll out the COVID-19 vaccine. The party says the provincial government should disclose and communicate its vaccination rollout plan and that it will keep an eye on the Department of Health to ensure a fair and equitable vaccination process that does not exclude certain people. To discuss this further, I'm now joined by Themba Mthembu, the SACP KwaZulu-Natal's Provincial Secretary. Mr. Mthembu, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, as the SACP in KwaZulu-Natal, you've raised concerns about what you describe as government's non-disclosure on how it plans to roll out these COVID-19 vaccines. Just talk us through the issues that you've raised so far.
Greetings to the viewers and to the presenter. Yes, we did raise some concerns as far as the rollout of the vaccine is concerned here in South Africa. And our concern emanates from the past experiences and what is going around about the vaccine rollout plans, even throughout the world. And we know that the issues of vaccines are highly political charge issues, and there are trade wars, which are going to feature very prominently, and the most people to be sacrificed will be the working class. And up to now, there's nothing so tangible that tells us how the government is going to go about with its rollout plans, and how are they going to prioritize the vaccination program. So our experience always tells us that it is the most vulnerable section of our society that receive a raw deal. So that is why we are so worried. And as we are speaking now, we have only heard that the government wants to roll out to vaccinate 40 million people in 1 year. And if you look at whatever happened in America, whatever happened in Britain, they failed to meet their target. It's only Israel that have been able to meet the target. So that's why we are so concerned. And with the secrecy around exactly what is happening around this question, that must make us to be very worried.
However, Mr. Mthembu, you'd note that in recent times or recent days, we've seen the Health Minister, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, and even the President, Cyril Ramaphosa, speaking out saying that in the coming days, they will be outlining their plan or be on an intense communications drive as we wait to receive vaccines to not only share information, but to also demystify myths about the dangers of these vaccines. Is this not reassuring enough for you at this point that government has at least committed to giving out more information?
We were worried why at the last minute do we are promised the full information. Why at the last minute? They knew a long time ago that the vaccine will arrive in end of January. By now, we should know better. Even now, there's no plan of the provincial government. Nobody knows the plans of the provincial government. Even the private sector that is also going to be utilized. We have received some reports yesterday that they are still in the dark. At the last, even on the eve of the delivery, they are still in the dark. So why things, why our communities are told at the last minute? So that is why we are worried. We have seen what happened with the distribution of the food parcel. You know the chaos that have happened. And there are many other things around the COVID-19 that have happened, whether it's UIF, whether it's social grant. We know the chaos and anarchy that is going on there. So that's why we said we are very much concerned. And as the Communist Party, we said we are going to form these COVID-19 forums with other civil society, to ensure that we monitor what is happening on the ground.
So you've also outlined that the SACP, will also be keeping an eye on the Department of Health to ensure that there's fair and equitable vaccination processes that do not exclude certain people. Just talk us through that aspect.
Yes, what we are busy facilitating is to meet with the other organs of the civil society so that we form this COVID-19 in our communities, where we are going to ensure that this distribution is equitable on the ground. For example, we strongly believe that the prisoners should have also got preference. And those people who go to work on daily basis, they are also the most vulnerable because they have to be sacrificed for profits. So they need to be prioritized for this vaccination. They get into taxis, they get crowded into the workplaces. Those people need to be prioritized. So that's exactly what we would like to see happening on the ground. The teachers, the school children, those are the people, because we strongly believe that this second wave also have got something to do with going back, we opening up of the schools. This is what we are now experiencing. So these are the things that we'd like to be involved with to ensure that our people get justice on this vaccination.
That's the SACP's Provincial Secretary, Mr. Themba Mthembu, speaking to us about concerns they've raised on the lack of information coming from the government on their plans to roll out the vaccine.